Captain's log, stardate 6147.4. We're orbiting planet Taurus 2 in the Murasaki 312 Nebula. Our orders: investigate the disappearance of a science vessel in this area. Search and rescue operations are about to commence.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. Press the X button to talk with them.
Lieutenant, we've located the wreckage of a crashed ship down here. I need to get boots on the ground. Find out what's going on. Take a landing party down to the surface. Assess the situation and look for survivors. Not so fast. We can't use the transporters due to atmospheric interference. We'll need to take a shuttlecraft down. Use the sensors to locate a safe landing site. Did you find a suitable landing area? Excellent. I've assigned Ensign Mears to your landing party. She's been to Taurus 2 before. Her insight will be quite valuable. Meet up with her and the others in the shuttle bay. Don't forget to grab a phaser in the armory on your way. From what I've read in Jim Kirk's report, Taurus 2 can get a little rough.
Ensign Tarsi, reporting for duty. The captain's asked me to make sure you get back in one piece, and I intend to do just that. Let's see. M-class planet? Barely. The Tarians are big, primitive, and quick to anger. I'd keep my phaser handy if I were you. Speaking of which, if you want to follow me to the armory, we can make sure your phaser is properly calibrated.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
Good job, Lieutenant. That should be enough, unless you want more practice.
Ensign Mears, reporting as ordered. I'm ready when you are. Though I can't say I'm happy to see Taurus 2 again. I was one of the so-called Galileo 7, a science team sent to study the Murasaki effect. Our shuttle crashed on Taurus 2. Not all of us made it back to the Enterprise alive. Thank you. You can see why I'm reluctant to return to such a place. Yes, of course you're right, Lieutenant. I am a Starfleet officer, and I will perform my duties. You can count on me.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Ugh. It's just as grim as I remember it here. My skin is crawling. I can't help but feel like the creatures are out there, watching us, waiting to attack. Right. Okay. It appears the ship crashed somewhere north of here. There are 2 paths from here that lead to the crash site, and there may be survivors on both. I recommend you take Alpha Team along the northwestern path, and I'll take Beta to the northeast. We'll rendezvous at the main crash site.
Remember, your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective. To sprint, press and hold the left stick while moving.
Is that a warp cell? Whoa. Ew. Definitely Federation tech here. What's left of a shuttlecraft's coolant assembly, according to my tricorder. Here's your crashed shuttle. What's left of it, anyway. Look, someone's over there. I think they're hurt. Lieutenant, you won't be able to get close enough to revive him while that thing's venting plasma. Those valves should shut down the vents, though.
Thank you. We need to move. Those things, they're out there.
What do they feed these things? Never mind!
I'm Dr. Phineas Grogan, part of a research team studying the Murasaki effect. Well, I was before the ship crashed. I was looking for supplies when that thing roared. Got distracted and then that plasma coil blew. Damn near killed me. You're telling me we should get those supplies back to camp. Dr. Mueller's probably worried sick about it by now.
Am I glad to see you? We thought we were stranded here with those monsters. Those supplies are what will come in handy while we wait. Just put them over there for now. You know, I think there's some old phaser rifles in there. Might come in handy against those creatures.
There are rifles in that crate. We should show the survivors how to shoot them. I'll set up some targets while you get ready.
A phaser? I've never shot one of these before.
Wait,
You
you
need
want
to
me
equip
to
your
shoot
phaser
this?
rifle. To do so, press the Options button and select the Captain option under the Ship and Crew heading. This is your character. Here,
The targets are ready, Lieutenant. Let the survivors start shooting and give them some pointers.
I get it. That gives me a lot more control.
Wow, thanks. That feels a lot better.
They're right behind me!
Heads up! The Taurians are attacking!
Okay. Just pretend we don't see it.
We need to get these people to safety, Lieutenant. The Taurians will be back, and in greater numbers.
I'm pretending I don't see it, because I asked her and she said she's not reaching. And we don't see it. So I'm not even pretending I see it.
Okie dokie then.
Do I see you then? Yeah? Do I see you? Okay. Hello, Peach.
So you didn't a few minutes ago, but now you do.
Yeah. Apparently, eh?
Into the ship? But then we'll be trapped.
Can I help you?
Just get there.
Retreat to the ship? With pleasure.
Lieutenant, we've held them off so far because they're scared of our weapons. But I don't think that'll last much longer. We've got to fall back to the wreckage. I might have an idea. Shut the doors! They're right behind us! Okay. Last time I was here, Commander Scott, electrified the hull of our shuttle. That drove the Taurians off when they tried to break in. Think we can pull something like that off here?
No? Okay. I didn't want you said no, but...
You did it! Lieutenant, it worked! Bless you,
Is
Scotty,
she
wherever you are.
strange?
I think we owe you a very nice bottle of scotch. The Taurians ambushed us. I managed to escape, but the others, they've been taken. We've got to do something, and fast!
I was thinking, we can use our tricorders to track residual heat signatures left by the Taurians.
Thanks for coming back for us, sir. We owe you one. Pretty sure those things were gonna have us for dinner.
Fascinating. The Taurians appear to be in a late Stone Age state of development.
Now isn't the best time for an anthropology lecture, Skial.
Am I seeing things? Because those guys picking through the wreckage sure look like Klingons. Just what are the Klingons doing on Taurus 2? Looks like they're not in the mood for questions, Lieutenant. Hey, is that a Klingon pad? Bring it to me. I have some experience decrypting Klingon data. My little sister's diary was harder to decrypt. Sure, Klingons are good at fighting, but computers aren't exactly their strong suit. And voila! One Klingon pad unlocked and ready for your inspection.
Captain Cole, your plan has worked perfectly, sir. Many ships have fallen into our trap. We've snared a few merchant ships and a Starfleet science vessel so far. You'll be pleased to hear that we're picking up a Federation cruiser on long-range sensors. Constitution class. Time to hunt bigger game. Glory to the Empire!
Looks like the Klingons are using both guile and brute force here, Lieutenant. A pretty potent combination. The captain's definitely gonna want to hear about this. To the shuttle before more of them show up.
We're ready to go when you are. Hope this thing's got enough fuel to get us back to the ship. Are you ready to board the shuttle, Lieutenant?
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We made it. Never thought I'd be so happy to see a shuttle bay. I admit I had my doubts in the beginning. Didn't think I'd hold it together down there. Every time I heard those things roar. But here I am. Thanks for believing in me.
Shuttle bay, please respond. We have some uninvited guests, Lieutenant. We've been boarded. Klingons have breached the hull on the engineering deck and blocked our access. Since I can't send security in, I need you to secure the deck. Start with the engineering lab. We need to bring our plasma relays back online. After that, secure the armory and main engineering.
I'm remembering an old Earth adage about leaping from frying pans into fires. Your orders, Lieutenant?
I'll cover you while you clear out the lab, Lieutenant.
Plasma conduits. Get them running fast. Plasma conduits reinitialized. Auxiliary power restored. Now clear out that armory.
Watch out! More Klingons!
Oh, hello.
Did she look at its presence?
An enemy.
Oh.
Great work. Secure engineering next if you can.
We've cleared the rest of the deck, Lieutenant.
Nice work. Internal sensors show you secure the engineering deck. I need you to take a look at the engines now. The Klingons fouled them up good.
Some missions in Star Trek Online will change based on your career track. Engineering, science, or tactical.
Engines back online. Initiate evasive maneuvers. I need you on the bridge, Lieutenant.
sir. Incoming transmission.
Federation starship, this is Captain Core. Surrender if you must, but I'd rather you fight with honor.
Good work, Lieutenant. The Klingons will think twice before they try to board this ship again. Now take the helm. We need to get to a friendly sector.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Sensors are picking up Klingon power signatures in 2 nearby satellites. I'm thinking they're broadcasting the distress signals that lured in our ships. Bring us in close so we can scan them and find out.
Press up to increase your ship speed. Press down to decrease your ship speed.
Science report coming in now. Satellites are using a triaxulating signal. It's strong enough to cut through the interference and reach ships outside the nebula. Clever. Almost a shame we have to blow them up, isn't it?
Use your torpedo to attack enemies who are not shielded.
Nice work. 1 down, 1 to go. Looks like this one is shielded.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it. Use your phaser beam to weaken shielded targets. Use your torpedo on an enemy when their shield is down and out of combat to answer the hail. The red alert message at the top of your screen will indicate if you are in combat.
Can you hear us? We're under attack by Klingon raiders. Our shields are buckling. Won't last long.
Hold the up button to activate and deactivate full impulse.
Thanks for the help. Our engines are offline. Could you transfer some energy and get them started again? Thanks for everything. Good luck with the Klingons.
Lieutenant, I've made some modifications to our torpedo launcher. I think you'll like the results.
Hold the up button to activate and deactivate full impulse. Press the circle button to activate high yield torpedo.
Your head will decorate my fridge!
Klingon ships detected on long-range sensors, sir.
Weapons and fire at will.
This is the USS Enterprise. Acknowledge, please.
So, the cub comes to fight beside the wolf. And now you will die as well. I will avenge myself upon you and your lackey.
Did you say something?
Yeah,
Thank you
my
for your
elbow.
assistance.
Ah,
Congratulations.
Looks like we're done here, people. Starfleet Command wants us and Enterprise back for a debriefing on this mess. Helm, set a course for Earth space dock, warp factor 3.
Captain Garrett wants to see you in his office, Lieutenant. But he says to feel free to mingle with the other officers first. I'd take him up on that if I were you. I mean, how often do you get the chance to meet the crew of the Enterprise? The best of the best.
been a pleasure working with you. I didn't enjoy going back to TOS 2, but we got the job done thanks to you. Starfleet First Officers must be my good luck charm. Captain Garrett has requested me for a new logistics position here at ESD. Might not be as glamorous as the Final Frontier, but I've accepted. Until next time, good luck out there.
We were in Starfleet Academy together.
If you're going into the Lion's Den, you'll need a medical officer.
That was some fine work back there, friend. It's not every day one walks away from a brawl with the Klingons. You look familiar. If you don't mind me saying so. Have we met before? Ah, must be my imagination then. You meet a lot of folks serving in Starfleet, to be sure. By the way, I heard you ran into the local wildlife on TOS 2. Right unfriendly devils, aren't they? I won't be forgetting those gigantic spears anytime soon. Look me up sometime. We'll have a drink and share some caveman tales.
Lieutenant Uhura of the Starship Enterprise.
May the great bird of the galaxy bless your planet.
Thanks for coming. I have some good news to share. First off, Fleet promoted me to Admiral. I'll be working with Deep Space Command on several exploration initiatives there. The ship's going to need a new captain. I've talked it over with Command. They agree with my recommendation. You. Congratulations, my friend. I know the ship will be in good hands once I'm away. Don't think you've gotten rid of me, though. I plan on keeping you plenty busy out there.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. Every generation, Starfleet officers hear the call of duty. Hidden dangers lurk in space, and the threat of Klingon attack has made even the most stout-hearted reconsider their choice to travel throughout the stars. A last-ditch effort to find a common ground could end this conflict. But there are many who oppose peace. If the Federation is to be saved from chaos, new officers will need to take up the task of restoring peace. Live long and prosper, Lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
I have some new orders for you. I've outlined important people you should talk to while visiting Earth's space dock. Speak with the tailor to customize your appearance. After that, speak with the ship vendor to claim a shuttlecraft. Stay safe out there.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
Welcome. Admiral Garrett said you would come by to requisition a new shuttle. While you're here, feel free to look at the other ships we have available for requisition. I'm here to help you choose a vessel. What would you like to know? Which one were you interested in?
I know that being a starship captain is a big responsibility. I believe you're up to the task. If you feel that your ship is ready for its next mission, I can give you new orders. Stay safe out there. Ever hear of Edrin 4? Jim Kirk got into a tussle with a Gorn there. Barely lived to tell the tale. Both the Gorn and the Federation have teams there now. I'd like you to back our new people up in case the Gorn decide to engage in a little cowboy diplomacy. Stay safe out there.
Welcome to the Sol System. All visitors to Earth Space Dock are required to fly close enough to the station for our tractor beams to lock onto your ship. Our automated systems will notify you when you are in position. This is Earth Space Dock. You're cleared to warp to Sector Space.
Hold A to bring up your Captain Commands menu, select Primary Mission, and then select Travel to automatically fly to your destination. Sector Space is the main overworld map of Star Trek Online. From here, you can travel to different planets and systems. Sector Space is a no-combat zone.
We're reading several Gorn ships on our sensors as well as the USS Zhangha. The Zhangha is hailing us now.
Welcome to Edrin 4. I'm Bridget McKinnon, CO of the USS Zhangha. Glad you could join us. My science teams are on site and conducting initial surveys. Apparently, this place is quite the geological marvel. We're not the only ones present, though. Our friends from the Gorn hegemony aren't terribly chatty, but so far they're keeping the peace.
It's interesting on the phone.
Not much.
Well, I'm sure my people wouldn't mind an extra hand down there on the geological marvel. Feel free to join the party.
I was just told to feel free to enjoy the party. I was told to feel free and join the party.
Oh.
Of the game.
Uh-huh.
Captain, the Gorn are scanning us. They might not be talkative, but they are curious about us. Orders? I recommend caution when dealing with the Gorn. They can be easily provoked. We have entered the orbit of Edrin 4.
Transporter room to bridge. The geological team, supplies, and gear are ready to beam down to Edrin 4.
Lowering shields for transport. I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures in orbital space near Edrin 4. Recommend we perform a deep scan of each. They could be hazardous. For a moment there... It's nothing, Captain. Thought I was picking up an impulse drive. False alarm. I'll recalibrate the sensors. Don't want to be jumping at shadows here. Captain, the science and engineering teams indicate that they have made it to the surface and made contact with the science team from the Zhangha. The rest of the landing party is standing by in Transporter Room 1. They're ready to beam down when you are.
Ah, there you are. Better late than never, huh? Ensign Stavro, Starfleet Corps of Engineers. Lovely planet we've got here. Charming, even, if you're fond of heat and rocks. Still, it's not a complete wash. To say this place is mineral-rich would be an understatement.
My first assignment out of the Academy was on Vulcan, working at a geothermal power site in Chicago. Great people, the Vulcans. Good at arguments, though all the logic comes off a little dry for my tastes. This is my first deep space assignment, and I'm damn glad for it. Hope we're going to travel to more than desert worlds, though. I hear Ryza's nice this time of year.
Press left to scan the area. Your tricorder will point you toward your nearest objective.
My tricorder's showing some interesting mineral formations beyond this ridge.
Catch that line to Peach.
To Peach, huh?
To Peach. You got it. Keiko and Peach all in one.
Okie
So she's he. Sure, right?
Yeah.
This looks like a good place to start our scans.
Nice to see a report was spot on for once. The mineral deposits here are remarkably pure. This carbon deposit is unusually pure. Apparently, the Metrons don't prepare half-rate planets. Whoever gets the mineral rights to this planet will be pleased. Very pleased indeed. My readings indicate there might be dilithium on this planet. I'll need to take more scans to be sure. The variety of minerals in the topsoil alone is astounding. The soil here has a high concentration of sulfur. Either my tricorder's broken, or the soil here has an amazingly high concentration of sulfur. It's the Gorn!
Captain, this is Lieutenant Newman. One of the Gorn ships just exploded. They're blaming us and attacking our forces, on the surface and in orbit. Captain McKinnon tried to explain, but we aren't responding to any hails. Way ahead of you, Captain. We're defending ourselves, and our shields are up, which means we can't beam you back to the ship. Afraid you're on your own for now.
Over there! There might be a way out of this infernal canyon further down the valley. We need a way out of this canyon, and I'm thinking that big rock up there is it. With a little Federation ingenuity, we can topple this rock with a makeshift bomb. Once it's down, we can walk across it and get back to camp before the Gorn use the Zhang Ha's science team as target practice. Have you read Captain Kirk's report on this place? We have all the materials we need here to make bombs. They won't be pretty like me, but they'll get results. If you can collect the materials, Ensign Hunter and I will work out where to place the explosives. We're going to need at least 3 bamboo containers, sulfur, potassium nitrate, and coal.
Behind us!
Good. Let's take these materials over to the bottom of that huge rock.
Same as what she's wanted lately.
Right. Ensign Hunter and I will construct the bombs we need to bring down this rock across the canyon. That's the easy part. It's up to you to keep those angry Gorn off us while we work. Hope you're a good shot.
No? Okay. Whatever that character just said, Peach didn't agree. Okay? Aja? Whatever that character just said, Peach didn't agree.
Well, at least the Gorn are punctual. Keep them off us! Crush that coal up good, Hunter. Not like that, finer.
Make this very interesting. You know that, Peach?
Careful with that. Potassium nitrate can react explosively with these materials. Now mix it with the coal. Carefully! I'd rather not get blown to pieces today, if you don't mind. We're just about done.
Whatever that was.
He was sleeping, but he rolled the wrong way and he fell off.
Oh boy.
That's what I said. Rude awakening, huh?
Done! Now let's get these bombs in place.
So he fell down when boom did
Yeah. But he was sleeping at the same time.
Well, now that Ensign Hunter and I did the hard work, it's time for you to pull your weight around here. You need to place these charges under the rock. Spread them out, though not too far. I'm sure you can figure out an optimal placement.
Go sleep somewhere else now. After that, rude awakening.
Yeah. They broke on my bed.
Yeah.
The bombs
Head
are
first
primed to
onto a
blow.
hardwood
We should
floor.
move to a safe distance.
Shaking her head like, whoa.
Yeah. No, yeah. They were all like, well, how was your head?
Yeah.
Operators, level 100.
Why is everybody laughing at me that way?
Fire in the hole!
How's your noggin or whatever you fell on there, buddy?
Battle of man versus nature.
Yeah, I
Man loses. Well, take
Yeah, whatever.
that, nature.
Go sleep someplace else.
Good, probably.
Absolutely. We should be able to climb that rock just fine. It's steep, but a minor obstacle for us nature conquerors. Just, watch your step.
I hope the scientists are all right. The Gorn aren't known for their mercy.
Considering the table's right there, it's
Probably smarted.
uh-huh.
Looks like some Gorn came through here. We better hurry.
Face of a rock.
Oh, gee, that would be
Yeah, that's why I said ow.
Thank you. Things were looking pretty grim there for a moment. The Gorn. They kept saying the deaths of their people would be avenged, but we didn't do anything. I haven't fired a phaser since the Academy.
You're in one piece, Captain. It's clear up here for the moment. Transporters are standing by.
Looks like the Gorn have exercised the better part of valor, Captain. But the Zhang Ha's in rough shape. Captain McKinnon is hailing us now.
Good to hear from you. Thank you for saving my people. We're making repairs, but it'll be some time before our engines are back online.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Didn't sound like it. Probably good.
Probably looked around for a minute like, what am I doing down here?
Yeah. He said, we're sleeping way up there. That's what you get for rolling the wrong way. I knew that was happening sooner or later.
Yeah.
All the time somebody slept on the back of that love seat, I'm surprised nobody fell off.
Well,
when it was switched the other way?
Well, it would have been the soft landing.
Yeah.
But not when it was the other way, no.
No.
Now they went right onto the carpet. At least it's better than a hardwood floor.
Yeah. Yep.
We're picking up Gorn warp signatures on our long-range sensors here. They're coming back. Thanks for covering us. The Gorn would have made short work of that otherwise. I owe you one. Slow but steady. Our warp drive is still disabled, but we're making progress. Thanks. I hate to ask, but something's bothering me. We picked up strange energy readings before the attack. It could be nothing. Sending it now. I'd start with the debris of the Gorn ship that was destroyed. There might be a clue there.
It'd be safer here, buddy, instead of
yeah.
on the armored coach. Be safer. earned it, huh? Waking up down there, huh? Especially when you don't have any claws to cling on to.
Yeah.
Cling on with. You know, if you lay across my arm, you're going to get disturbed all the time. No, lay across my arm.
Captain, the crew of the Shanghai were onto something. I ran a deep scan analysis of the Gorn debris. The results are damn peculiar. Gorn ships aren't as tough as the Tellarite design, but our scaly friends know a thing or two about hull plating. Whoever fired this shot knew exactly where to hit them. Not with the data we have now, but the science team just found another strange energy reading nearby.
Are you saving it up?
That is quite possible.
Are you saving it up?
Picking up debris from the Gorn ship and some trace elements of weapons. Sir, I know who did this. It's the Romulans.
You got it. Just what you said.
According to Ken, I think Queen Elizabeth passed away.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm. She was 90-something.
Wow. That's a good age.
Double check that actually. I don't exactly remember how old Ken said she was.
Well, imagine she was getting up there.
Yeah, just recently.
Oh.
September 8th.
Oh. Just the other day then.
Yeah. She was born April 21st, 1926.
Wow. How old was she?
She was born in 1926, died in 2022.
Oh. She's just shy of 100 then. Should be 96 roughly.
Yep, 96.
That's a good age.
Yep. And I think he said that her husband was like 99 or something like that.
Oh, wow. Right, too, right?
Yep.
We both lived for right whole age.
So when Ken told me that she passed, I was like, oh. He says, well, you didn't know that? I says, Ken, I don't watch the news, remember? He goes, oh, yeah.
I'll shave my eyebrows if I'm wrong.
That we don't watch
It's
the
the
news.
Romulans, I'm sure of it.
We don't watch TV.
There's more bad news.
Yeah.
The Gorn are coming back. Weapons hot. Orders?
Same ship as before. Doesn't look like we're back at full strength, though.
We thought we could share this space equally, Federation. Your unprovoked act of aggression against our research vessel tells me otherwise. I see no Romulans, only Federation ships. Do you think me a fool, Captain? Most convenient, Captain. But I am unconvinced. Produce these Romulans that you claim destroyed our ship, or prepare to pay for your crimes.
Captain, I've got an idea. If we can generate a charged particle burst, we might overload their cloak.
You're quite the clever one, Captain. Too clever, I'm afraid. No one can know of our actions here today. Your death, our regrettable, is necessary.
Well fought, Federation. The hegemony will remember the Romulan treachery today, and your assistance in exposing it. I propose we continue our joint surveys of Edrin 4 under a mutual non-aggression pact.
So there was another player on the field. Nice work out there, Captain. We'll be heading for the closest starbase soon, but we'll be back to finish our work here, along with the Gorn, I'll wager. I think the Romulans will take a pass, though.
All decks have reported in. We're ready to disembark on your order.
said, Noble.
Most missions can be turned in remotely.
Good to hear from you.
Hold the
I've read
X
Captain
button to bring
McKinnon's
up your
report.
Captain Commands
Sounds like
menu
things got a
and
little rough
select
on
Turn
Edgewood 4.
In to report to the
Still, the
contact
diplomatic
and
corps
turn in the
thinks your
mission.
actions will make a difference in future talks with the Gorn. Well done. Stay
Congratulations,
safe.
Lieutenant.
Starfleet hasn't heard from Deep Space Station K-13 in a while. It's in a tactically sensitive part of the quadrant. The brass is getting concerned. Get out there, find out what you can, and render assistance if needed. And hey, be careful, okay? This could go sideways, fast. Stay safe.
You are now in sector space. Airships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
This was said in the episode here.
Oh.
She was saying what it felt like to drown.
Yeah.
Feel like barbed wire wrapping down the waist.
Yeah.
That was my niece that time.
Oh boy. Oh, Randy got her side?
Yep.
Her corner?
Just she was staring at me from this one of her shoulders back here.
Okay.
I said, well, what do you think, Jess? And she ran into the next
You didn't even get the sentence out, did you?
Nope. I just go, well, what do you think, Jess? Trying to see what was right in there.
Like, okay, I'm game.
Yep.
That's what she was saying. I'm game.
Yep. And while she was just waking up from sleep.
So I'll go to sleep until he's ready, and then I'll go to sleep again. That's what she says.
I was 12. Joined Mary recently turned 15. Mary cried a lot. She'd spent most of her time at the hospital and was trying to volunteer in the papers. Sometimes I wonder if it was from home. I wonder what my mother's thought about that. Mom died on the night of the spring. She was one of the brothers there. Joe Darby last summer raped his older brother for a slightly different reason. Joe asked Mary to homecoming meetings. Then, when Mary was wearing glasses. We didn't have much money, so our dresses from the thrift store. Several decades out of fashion. She and Joe swayed back and forth honestly, smiling awkwardly. That's how I imagined it happened. I wasn't there. I was there for the shouting match in our backyard. When Jim called Mary a cunt and bowled at each other's hair and fingernails broke skin as they tumbled on the ground together. Joe went missing shortly after that. Mary spent a lot of time searching in the woods for him. After Drew apologized and went together, they disappeared into the trees, holding hands, and a pile of bricks settled at the pit of my stomach. Mary came back with damp hair and stopped wearing her glasses. A few days later, the police found the shredded remains of Joe Darby. Once again, missing his heart. This is a story about a lake in the middle of the woods, and how my sisters tried to drown me in it. It was a foggy winter morning. My sisters kept throwing each other meaningful looks across the breakfast table, communicating in that way twins will, having a conversation I could never hope to understand. I was 14, afraid of the boss. When they asked if I
Isn't that all you usually have to say? What do you think, Jess?
Yep. They didn't insist. They didn't have to.
The conversation to me or brothers or something.
She said their magic words.
Yep. Or can I help you or something?
So you have to say the peach this now. I help you.
Just little flashes of trees and sky. They waited for me to wake up. They stayed home completely. Smiling wider than human while she able to stretch. It didn't seem more comfortable despite the frigid wind working through their hair. Smoke from their bare toes.
I'm sure you can see. You're begging for mercy. It's not pathetic. Really.
I wanted to believe I was dreaming. But I knew I wasn't. In a dream, my sister's words shifted into something monstrous.
Keith.
I'm sure you can see. The dream. All of them falling screaming for help, begging for mercy. It's not pathetic. Really.
I wanted to believe I was dreaming.
We've arrived near Deep Space K-13, Captain. This is odd. I'm not picking up any comm traffic. No signals, nothing at all. From K-13 or the other ships in system. Sensors aren't detecting enemy vessels or warp signatures. No signs of combat either. This is peculiar. I'm not sure what to make of it.
That was the start of it all. My survival instincts were continuing more halfway to the ice. I began to struggle and swim. Shouldn't open resist. What is there to do in the face of imminent death but shriek at the heavens for mercy? As I screamed, there was a smoking chorus of tortured cries.
Captain, the other ships are raising shields and charging weapons.
All that opened up beneath me and unleashed the ambush of damned. The deafening noise echoed all around us, centering on the earth was no longer frozen over. The frosted was steaming along the surface of the pond.
Sorry.
What if I preach to you?
As long as you guys know who the heck you are, that's all that matters.
Captain, those were the Starfleet ships assigned to patrol this sector. I don't think that was a war game or training sim. Their weapons were at full power.
I'm gonna be calling them.
But it couldn't shot me through the air.
So you'll make it about them.
Stay away! They're taking
Yep.
control! Don't come near me! They'll take you too! The station came from the station!
I kept pulling
Then
myself.
he knows they've been here 5 years now.
Two more gunshots in rapid succession through the air above. I saw the 80-year-old.
Message from Starfleet Command, Captain. We're to investigate the situation immediately. No signs of combat on board the station, Captain. No hostile life form readings either. Everything's quiet.
I didn't hear any gunshots.
Sensors are picking up a number of life signs over there, but I'm not reading any unusual activity. All of the station systems seem to be functioning normally. Think we should beam over and have a look around?
I consider myself lucky. After my sisters disappeared, I was effectively adopted.
I don't like this. No one's at their duty stations. Not even the transporter operator. Station's not on alert. What's happening? Tricorder's picking up a life sign nearby. Looks like they're in sick bay just across the hall.
She'd sit in the living room, shotgun on, making sure whatever got into the stomach didn't come back.
Those blast points on the wall are from phaser fire. There was a fight here. But with who? No sign of Klingon or Romulan weapon fire. Just Federation.
The lights have all been dimmed, but it looks like sickbay's still operational. Over to the right.
Captain, I think I saw motion in that room to the left.
Stop where you are and turn about slowly. I need to determine if you are infected. Neuroparasites. A life form last encountered by the crew of the Enterprise at Deneva Colony. Those possessed by the creatures tend to engage in hostilities with the uninfected, the better to render them fit for infestation. Temet, and while you have not engaged in hostilities thus far, I have seen infected employ false passivity in order to lure unwary prey. A tricorder scan of your adrenaline levels should verify your status. Scans show a slightly elevated level of adrenaline, though nowhere near that of an infected life form. Thank you for your patience. One can never be too cautious where these parasites are concerned. They are a life form that propagates by infiltrating the nervous system of a host creature. Through this neural link, they can compel their host to obey their bidding. They can also inflict extreme pain upon the host at will, and do so to discourage attempts at resistance. While effective, this punishment can lead to permanent neurological damage or death. At this time, most of the station personnel have become infected. While there is a possibility of uninfected survivors, I must warn that it is remote. According to Starfleet data files, the parasites can be safely destroyed by exposure to high-intensity ultraviolet light. My attempts at reconfiguring the station's lighting thus far have been unsuccessful. I am a physician, not a habitat engineer. As a precaution, I have developed a serum that can render a person toxic to the creatures. However, medical supplies here are limited. I have enough serum to inoculate your landing party and one other person.
Do my best to pass along the story. The worst things happen when we try to don't walk in the woods. Don't stray off.
Now there's a voice I wasn't expecting. I take it you heard my distress call then. Well, in case you haven't noticed, the station's been overrun by neuroparasites. The wee devils are back with a vengeance. I'm afraid not. I'm in the auxiliary control room, down on the engineering deck. The place is filthy with parasites, so you'll understand if I don't go out for a wee jaunt.
Do not let her inside. Grandpa user and coward.
I have secured a small amount of security here. It may give you another edge against the parasites.
Equip your bridge officers by selecting them, then double-click an item in your inventory to have them equip it.
If we pass through the mess hall, we can access a turbo lift to reach engineering. Whenever you are ready. These crew members, they're all infected by the parasites. Be careful.
Any more coffee, honey? Are you good?
I might have one more.
The creatures continue to be resistant to tricorder scans, sir. It may be fascinating. I'm detecting an unusually high level of tachyons nearby. Based on these readings, it is possible that a temporal event has occurred on the station within the last 4.2 hours. The auxiliary control station is down the hall to our right. I'm reading a single human life form within the room. The biosigns match those of Commander Scott in the Starfleet medical database.
Hi there. It's good to see a friendly face. There you are. I was beginning to get a bit concerned. Thought you might have been taken by those little beasties. I'll just lock the door so none of them can get in while we discuss our next course of action. Now that you're here, we've some work to do. The way I see it, we need to get to main engineering and turn on the station's ultraviolet lighting. That'll sort the nasty buggers out properly.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
While I cannot attest to the ability of UV light to sort Denivan parasites, it will initiate a complete molecular breakdown within all parasites exposed to it.
Aye, she's a Vulcan, all right. I was trying to override the lighting controls from here. It looks like someone sabotaged several duotron relays. We have to repair them if we're going to have any chance of saving the station. Before we go, grab yourself a kit from the crate there. It might come in handy. We better get a move on. The parasites aren't ones to loiter about.
Equip a kit to gain new ground combat abilities.
Aye, this is one of the broken relays, right here. That one was easy. Just a few more to go. Alright, there are several ways through the engineering section here. Keep in mind that the parasites tend to stay in dark corners. If you want to avoid them, do your best to stay in the lit areas.
Get the body.
Remember, parasites like them. We rebels are
Huh?
So when you get on the phone, she's always wanted, so
Our odds of success are greatest if we remain in well-lit areas.
I'll have this fixed up straight away. That takes care of that. No trouble.
scared too.
This may be a bit tricky.
Don't be dumb. This is just a game. I just got word. I bet you ain't trying to do
Just a little. There we are. This one just needs new fuses. There we are. Good as new.
I tried to scream, but the sound caught me.
What is your emergency? Who was in the home with you?
It's just me and my friend. It's his house. Yeah, that's it.
Please listen very carefully. Are the doors and all of the windows locked?
Yes, we saw.
Okay. Unlock that door.
It looks like someone has overridden the command codes. You'd best get to the command center and see what you can do from there. I'll stay here, barricade the door, and keep trying to get those UV lights going.
What? No way. I don't see any cop lights out there yet. We're not going to do that. Who is this? We called 911. Who is this?
It's me. It's George.
Look, who are those soldiers? They're definitely not Starfleet.
Freaked out about it.
It's locked. I don't know where the key is. We should look for it in this room.
The parasites. They're dying. All of them.
Salvage what you can and send a squad to kill the Federation vermin.
need to talk. Actually, the name's Daniels. This may be a little difficult to absorb, but recent events may make it more plausible. I'm actually from the future. I can't tell you how far. Just that it's a future worth protecting. That's why I'm here now. The aliens we're fighting are called the Nakul, and they're waging a temporal Cold War with us. They're trying to change the timeline here in order to disrupt the future. Understand that I follow a temporal version of the Prime Directive. There's only so much I can reveal to you. Trust that we're doing the right thing here. I can't tell you how far. Just that it's a future worth protecting.
Oh my god,
Time's a factor. We need to stop the Nakul from obtaining the neural parasites. The Nakul ship that brought these invaders is now fighting the USS Ptolemy. Someone must have sent a distress call. Unfortunately, Ptolemy is no match for the Nakul. Neither is your ship, at least not alone. We should eliminate the parasites on the ships you fought earlier. Those crews will help you once their minds are their own again. It's risky, but it's our best shot here.
We can return to the ship on your orders.
We need to get away from the windows. Hurry!
Kim ran into the hallway. I followed him in the bathroom through the hall. I didn't have any windows. He turned off the light and locked the door. We both approached.
Did you spook yourself out about something there, girl?
The baseball bat shook him.
Or one of the noises with the podcaster was starting
Unless we let her, right?
Probably.
Otherwise, she would have already broken through the window.
But we can't help that, babe.
Couldn't see anything.
Brady cat.
He's too scared.
I'm always said you need a Prozac or something. We did a little corner one. Huh?
Yeah.
For a long while, we crouched there. I don't know exactly how. It's hard to get a sense of time. I'm terrified how you have encounters with breath. Could have been minutes or hours. But at some point, we heard the front door open and swing shut. Slowly. Footsteps throughout the house. Kim and I tried to be quiet, tried to slow the breathing. The footsteps got closer, closer, until they stopped right outside the bathroom. The door shut. A moment later,
The Ptolemy is holding the Nakul off while we rescue the other ship.
I'm transferring command codes to you now. Use them to remotely access the computer on those disabled ships and emit an ultraviolet flash inside.
He raised his knife. They had pulled aside the shower curtain. It was Katie. He almost beat up.
This is Captain Seralt with the Ptolemy. We have engaged the enemy ship, but we are outmatched.
Are you guys okay? What's going on?
Please restore those ships and join the fight quickly.
Drop the door, please. Tell me
That did it, Captain. Looks like everyone's coming around. The parasites are gone.
This is Captain Twardy of the USS Myrmidon. What happened? What's going on?
What's the matter? Your neighbor said she was screaming.
We got somebody's been trying to break in. We called the cops. Our neighbor heard screaming? Which neighbor?
Your new neighbor. She was standing outside when I pulled up. She came over to check on you too.
Wait, our new neighbor? We've had the same neighbor.
Parasites? What?
Oh, really? You should ask her
Okay,
yourself.
sorry. We're right behind you, Captain. Lead the way.
She seemed confused.
That's strange. She was just behind me.
Oh, that was freaky. I'd have to say that was freaky.
The burst I sent, combined with the power source, created a feedback pulse. The feedback is creating some kind of spatial anomaly, which is beginning to pull the station in. We need to evacuate immediately.
Protected by a Creative Commons license. Some rights reserved, some rights stated.
Scott here. The portal's collapsing. We're in for a right bumpy ride. Everyone's aboard. Get us clear before that portal blows. There she goes. I've seen a station like that.
Captain, before K-13 was pulled into the vortex, I picked up a few distress signals inside the station.
Perhaps not. After all, it was a temporal vortex. They may well survive. In another time. Well then, it's been quite a day, hasn't it? Neural parasites, time-traveling raiders. Why, things will seem almost normal once I'm back on the Enterprise. Speaking of, I'm sure the ships here can give me a lift back to her now that they're parasite-free. If Starfleet Command gives you any grief on this, remind them that lives are more valuable than equipment. And you saved a lot of lives today.
I apologize for springing all of this on you at the last minute, and I'll explain more as soon as I can. For now, I can tell you that history is unfolding as it should, and that was not the end of K-13. You're building a fine tradition of making the right decisions in crisis situations. In the meantime, don't talk to anyone about the Nakul or their time travel. We can't risk any further corruption of the time.
System scans clear, Captain. Looks like everything's getting back to normal. We can leave the system on your orders.
They make this show possible. If you'd like to see what you can do to support the podcast, please visit patreon.com/podcast.
This is creepy.
Let me get this straight. K-13, an entire space station, just disappeared into some type of spatial anomaly? I thought some of Kirk's after-action reports were out there. Starfleet Command won't be pleased with the loss of K-13, or the people that were still on board. But they'll be happy to hear about the lives you did save. Good work out there. Keep it up. Stay
Congratulations,
safe.
Lieutenant.
You have a new captain power available in your radio menu. Press the L2 button to show all your powers. Use the left stick to navigate this radio menu. Press the L3 button to set your quick power and update the default captain power to use. Press the right trigger to activate a power directly from this radio menu.
Short trips to the store, she just realized that she ran out of tampons.
We have a problem at Babel. Caridian rebels have taken several Federation trade officials hostage. They're threatening to kill them unless the UFP withdraws from the Corridan sector. I'd like you to work with the negotiation team to try to resolve this peacefully.
2 stars, swirling clouds above her, and acres of forest on either side. So many unpleasant things in her life. This was her father's fault.
Captain, I need to speak with you in my quarters. I think it's time for that explanation I owe.
That was wrong. Maybe yesterday this time.
There's more to this mission than you realize, Captain.
His voice was on the other end.
Something's not right. I'll explain shortly.
Please come now.
You are now in sector space. Here ships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
That's his problem. He never called him. Not since she was a child, he was still trying to convince her mother to take 27, when we had come and showed the door. Prior to that, we covered everything once. I was sitting at my was a one stable place. The whole 16 months. We turned in 2 years after that. The next house in my home, she left, she couldn't go. And all that time, she heard from them sporadically last. And I decided it was best to simply forget about it. Until today. She phoned me out after a 2-hour drive and she got right to wonder if he was still in the same place. His last known address was a sketchy apartment in the rolling corner of the town she grew up in. He was 14. Definitely had a foot. It didn't matter. As long as
Oh, how was that? Yummy? Very good. Tasty. I caught it.
Her father called her. All but demanding that she come get him for reasons he didn't even do or worried about to tell her over the phone. And just expecting she would go with him.
What help yourself?
Kind of flirted.
I can't tell
She
you
took
that.
a punch back to her car, slamming the door and staring off in the direction she came. She was so good she came where she was going, Mr. Turner. The next thing she knew, she was obviously on the stretcher. Cars were sparse, which to some comfort in fact that she would pass one every half hour or so. The dashboard called number 227 there. She'd been driving for 5 hours since leaving her house. Every 5 minutes or so, she checked her cell phone. Ever since realizing she was lost, she checked her phone probably once an hour. She didn't stop at the gas station.
And how good are you attention supplies, Philip?
It depends.
Oh. I'm not very good at it.
You're over 30, you hate your job, you and your mother don't get along, you haven't seen or spoken to your father in just under half your life, you have no time for your friends or relationship thanks to the aforementioned job you hate, and now here you are, trapped on a road you've never been on before, at night, and you can't even so much as call AMA, let alone check Google Maps. Smart lady you are.
All right. I appreciate your patience. I'm what's known as a temporal agent. It's my job to preserve the timeline. You helped me stop one temporal incursion at K-13. There's been another at Babel, and I could use your help with it. Welcome to the Temporal Ready Room. I use it to monitor the timeline. The Nakul have sent agents to a critical point in time. We believe they disrupted the Babel conference in 2268 aboard the USS Enterprise. I want to send you back there to stop them. You'll be sent back to a point shortly before the conference begins. I'm sending one of our best temporal agents along. I believe you've met.
Nice to see you again. It's been some time. For me, at least. For you, I see hardly any time has passed at all. It must be strange to see me looking older.
Once you're on Enterprise, deal with the Nakul and make sure the conference proceeds as planned. You'll have a temporal transponder, which will allow me to communicate with you to bring you back. You'll also have these bioscanners. They're short range, but will detect Nakul agents nicely.
Do the job right, and no one will know we were there.
This is Roadhouse. Come stay the night again. She'll take good care.
The situation at Babel shouldn't be happening. Something in the past has changed, and not for the better.
She certainly wasn't interested in this one. Dirty business on the phone. At the very least, she
Let's begin by using Enterprise's sensors to look for signs of our time-traveling friends. The computer won't have any details on a Nakul, so you'll need to recalibrate the sensors manually on the bridge.
She's almost past a little bit.
Oh, and one more item to be aware of. Ensign Pavel Chekhov is currently on duty on the bridge. which is why I will be remaining here out of sight. As much as I would like to visit the bridge again, two of me in the same place would raise questions neither of us wants to answer. Let's get to work. I will check with you again after you are done on the bridge. I haven't worn this uniform for some time. It's a little... snug.
She almost wondered she was certain she'd seen one of these people in this house and someone else. She honestly had herself. Still no service. She had put searching for the violent secrets. Would not be surprised that it would be secure.
Nice work. I'm getting some readings from Deck 11, but I can't pinpoint them. Some sort of interference. We'll need to get close and scan by hand. Start with the mess hall. There are a lot of people coming and going there.
She stopped. She decided she imagined. At the front door, she hesitated. She should have just called. She comes into the place. She tried the door with his property and she appears to be arrested. But she said she tried the door. She missed her.
Vulcan, I would speak to you.
Does seem unavoidable.
How do you vote on the Corridon mission?
Sensors are showing that one of the delegates is leaving the lounge. Follow him. He might be trying to slip out before you can get a scan.
Is there something I can help you with? I'm well aware of that. I'm weary of listening to the Tellarite ranting at the Vulcan. I'd like to retire to my quarters. Of course. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way.
Goodness me, my lads. Good morning, dearie. Pardon my tardiness, but it's been a while since we got guests at this hour. Can I take your name, please?
Looks like they're on the move. But I'm still getting a lot of false readings on the sensors. Let's keep checking the deck. Like the old Russian saying goes, 2 heads are better than one. Being here takes me back. It was quite a different time for Starfleet. Head back toward the reception.
Actually, I'm sorry. But the fact is, I'm not even sure where I am in the direction at all.
You poor thing. You just sit down and let me fix you some tears. You must be cold.
Really? Thank you, but I'm okay. I just...
There he is. Wait. That's Ambassador Gall. One down, unlikely more to go. There's nothing we can do for Ambassador Gall, unfortunately. If memory serves, Captain Kirk was attacked next, on Deck 5.
Sorry, honey, but the phone lines are down. As for a map, well, I used to have one. And if I were lost in my youth, probably going up
The captain's wound is serious. He'll bleed out if we don't help him. Stabilize him, quickly. Dr. McCoy will be here shortly to finish the job.
Cell orbital. She had to do that. She's expected to work in tomorrow. Why would you stop?
Good. It looks like the captain is stabilized. We need to move. I've detected Nakul technology in engineering.
She told them the voice of the top grade.
Believe it or not, I've never heard of that town. What did you say the name was?
She told them.
No, doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry. It doesn't say which direction it's in. Why don't you stay the night, sweetie? I'll give you a discount for your trouble.
Thank you. Very kind of you, but I work tomorrow and you need to get back home. I'm not even sure why I'm out tonight.
Someone sent a bomb in here. I cannot defuse and keep the mains online at the same time. Wait, Chekhov. Is that you? You look older than me, laddie. And you, the last time I saw you was on Tarzana Station. Something was dodgy then, and it's more than a wee bit dodgy now.
That won't work either. I'm the opener. No one will be there. No, I'm sorry. I've really got to leave. I'll head in the other direction until I find the one I was in.
There was his expression.
It's complicated, Scotty. We've been sent back in time to keep the Enterprise from being destroyed. Aliens are trying to alter the future of the Federation. There's no time to explain. You have to trust us, old friend. We're here to help.
Just don't speak to nobody.
All right, laddie. You can start by helping me keep this ship from blowing to pieces. And get rid of that bloody bomb, if you can.
She saw something tremendous. Her eyes on both sides of this
Divert power to the number 2 shield.
She said, satisfaction.
Good work. Now check on that bomb. Auxiliary power to shields. Good work. Now check on that bomb.
Nothing else to do, so you might as well go out at night and smash tires.
Repair teams to deck 5. Good work. Now check on that bomb. The captain's ordering me to cut the power? I see what he's about. That got him.
We can't disarm this bomb, but we need to get to that Orion ship anyway. We can take it with us.
Why not just beam it into
My name
space?
is Melinda Orton.
We can't let that ship be captured. It has dangerous technology on it. Scotty, I need you to trust me. That ship needs to be destroyed. You can't tell anyone what happened here. It could damage the timeline irreparably. Besides, I'm captain now, so I technically outrank you.
All right, lad. I'll take you at your word. Once you're ready, I'll send you and that
You
bomb.
put your name and arrival time in the book there, and I'll get you a key. All the boarding rooms are on the second floor, and there's only a couple left.
Good luck to you.
There are others here.
Energizing.
Oh,
Now, what's this?
Mr. Norris, young health visitor few of us would curiosity. Made you change your mind?
The Orions will lock down their ship. We need to override their security systems.
Press the right stick to crouch. Crouching gives a defensive bonus. Increases damage from melee attacks.
I'm going to try to attach the bomb to the Orion ship's engine controls. I'll need you to cover me. See if you can hold them at the doorway so they can't shoot me in the back.
Is the business of the guest. I don't ask. Now the bathroom's down the hallway. We'll be sharing with the whole floor, so please bear that in mind if you have to go. There's a shower schedule on the door as well. First come, first served.
That was close.
Add your name to
I'm
the
glad I got you out of there in time. You're both valuable agents. Of course, no one will know what we've done today, with the exception of Commander Scott. That being said, this won't be the strangest thing he'll see in his career. Not by a long
But
shot.
you come on down whenever you're ready, and I'll whip something up for you.
Indeed. Comes with the job, I'm afraid. In the meantime, I can send you and Captain Chekhov back to your respective timelines when you're ready.
Of course.
That was quite an adventure. I think you have the makings of a fine temporal agent, my friend. As good as it was to see Enterprise again, I have other duties to attend to. We're preparing for a very serious event, the Battle of Procyon 5. That conflict will determine the... Ah, but you don't need to worry about that now. Enjoy your time on the frontier of yesteryear, a time that will never come again.
And an expensive, large paperweight until I can get hold of someone.
Despite the moments, she felt her eyes and shadows. Somehow the thought of her sleep was bad and her so instead, she continued to sit and stare out the window. The figure in black detached itself from the shadows.
A lot could have gone wrong today. We could have lost critical figures in history.
How?
Sarek of Vulcan, James Kirk, and the crew of the Enterprise. The list is long. However, the timeline was preserved, thanks to you and Captain Chekhov. The Babel Conference proceeds as planned, and Korridan is admitted to the Federation. Well done. I'll continue to monitor the timeline for incursions. I hope I can count on you again when the time comes for action.
Hey!
The figure kept dragging the dagger. She reached for the window to open. Wouldn't budge. She looked at the lock.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Hey!
This time the figure raised its head. She could see the glint of two eyes like the
Things are heating up with the Tholians. Monitor stations are detecting large fleet movements toward Federation space. They're refusing all of our diplomatic hails. We're doing all we can to prevent a war. It's not looking good. I want you to join a task force I'm assembling. If this goes south, I want my best people on the front line when it does. Stay safe out there.
The Federation shouldn't be having significant issues with the Tholians at this point in time. I've been scanning the timeline and I think I've found the problem. 2 years ago, a Tholian colonial fleet was destroyed. The Tholians blamed the Federation, and increasing hostilities have ultimately led us here. This is something I'll need your help to correct.
Go back in your room right now, you know that. If you don't have to go, now you go back in there. You've got no business being out of the tower anyway.
I've pinpointed the incident in question, setting temporal transponder back 2 years. We need to correct the timeline during the Defiance encounter with the Tholians.
She almost went the doorway and somehow didn't stop. Waited until the shuffling made its way back to the hall. She heard his door open. She opened the door just to take a seat. Shy on the wall, almost she slumped into the room. The door closed softly after her. But now she was determined to find out what was going on. Walked outside the Halloween costume, smashed up the car, followed by Granny yelling at the old man who was standing on the wall and was waiting here. She looked back down at her desk, which was completely unlit except for the light porch that came through the window. There was, however, a light on her back, like some tree. Paused to take a look outside the front window. She was not determined, but it was he that she had seen living with her trees. She strode in the direction, seeing that it was the light from the kitchen. She came home, expecting to find Granny Boy still muttering all with whatever moaning keep her doing with herself during the early hours. Instead, she
Horrible thing to say. When I was your age, young men minded their manners.
That's a laugh talking about my age.
Just how old are you? Do you even remember?
Calvin Davidson, you are trouble, young man. One of these days you're going to say something you'll regret.
Oh, come on, Granny. What can I possibly say that'll make things worse than they already are? I mean, look at old Mr. Norris up there. Both of us are old. Well, yes, didn't know we had anyone else here.
Just
hi.
she had the feeling she wanted to hear the argument between them many times. And then happened somehow. Her fear made her forgotten. Covered in time with rain with the sun kid. Something wrong with what they were saying seemed wrong.
something wrong with your room?
No. The room is fine, but nothing else is. I mean, why on earth do we even have a roadhouse out here where it seems like no one ever stops? Why are most of the rooms full, even though mine is the only car out there? Why did I hear you talking to Mr. Norris like he was a dog? And why would you want to make sure I didn't see him?
She got him for the hotel and cut her off. Good lord, she's not even been here at night and she can see it. Why'd you even let her in, Randy? Why don't we just bolt the door? Hell, if I could go take down that sign, don't you think I would have by now? Lord love and tell.
There's something you don't hear many young men say.
She said,
and besides that, there's someone out there. He's the freak who slashed my tires and he's been out there messing up my car since then. And you can't even call the police. Are you going to tell me you've never had vandals out here before?
there's a long pause. That great hotel looks breaking. From the switch, doesn't it? For the first time, started slashed from that big place called. Looked under a very fresh scar on my son.
Listen, I don't know your name.
Melinda.
Melinda, I think you should sit down. I can tell you something here. Trouble.
She also was told to switch from some child to serious adult. With 7 years when she was talking about he was her uncle, Wallace. He swallowed his 17 inside. They looked her straight in the face and said,
The reason I don't have a car is that when I got here, no one my age, no one in my line of work would have owned a car. Would have seemed like impossible.
What are you talking about?
I worked in a textile mill. The mill was shut down by the time I got here. Most businesses were. So I struck out on my own. Drifter looking for work and find. Stopped here. Forever.
Businesses were shut down. I don't understand. We're having a rough time of it right now, but businesses are mostly sound.
Not that good. I arrived here in 1929.
something
Free cat?
behind her eyes.
This place was new then.
Hey, free cat.
Young Mr. Calvin was a sweet young lad of 16. I offered to take him on as a hired helper for my husband's station. My husband was a well-meaning
Now what?
They blew out Rich Penny. It was a year after I took Calvin on that Mr. Royce died. Calvin and I have been here ever since. Every few days or so. And then
Yep. Miss Tilly was first. She was a woman of ill repute and range, pregnant and scared that the man who'd run her trade up in New York was going to find her and kill her. She and that baby.
He broke off. No seer, point of tears.
Mr. Standish. He was a traveling minister. He doesn't travel anymore.
Mr. Norris got here in '69. His story is probably the worst. He was a bank robber, you see. Carried a pistol. Now, he didn't like learning how long we had all been here. He tried to leave on his own, you see. He ain't the first to try it. It was me, actually. I warned him not to try it. He wouldn't listen. He got outside.
Calvin, we don't talk about this.
She's gotta know. There's no point in her finding out slowly.
There is still a chance for her. All she has to do is wait until morning.
I'm gonna wait till morning.
Something worse in his voice.
No one ever waits till morning. In fact, that she came down here is proof enough of that. Besides, what good would that have really done her? The car's useless. We have no phones here. There was no phone when this place went up, and there won't never be a phone here. Know that.
Okay, everyone, stop. That's enough. Now you can't keep me prisoner here, and I have no intention of staying any longer. Only that knife-wielding maniac out there is keeping me from running up the road this minute. Now I need to know what's really going on here, and I need to know it now.
We've been telling you. Granny may not want you to know everything, but you need to. Because you won't be leaving. Oh, we're not trying to keep you prisoner. I don't even care if you run out that door right now. But you'll never leave this house again after.
Like hell I won't.
Listen, child.
Said Granny, rising from her spot at the table.
Listen, please, none of us mean you any harm, my dear, not even Mr. Norris. There's scant he can do anymore, and he knows it. That's why he's up there crying all the time, but we're stuck here, all of us. I hoped there was a chance for you to run for it in the morning, but Calvin was right. There's no guarantee you'll be safe in the morning anyhow.
What the hell is wrong with this place?
She was beginning to break down.
I would say, what is it? That almost sounds like one of the other movies I have.
About a month after Mr. Roy's done.
Where a young couple goes into this hotel and they wind up...
Oh, no vacancy?
Yeah, or whatever.
No vacancy.
No. It's one that I only
saw when I was trimming the edges in the back. I told him he needed to get out of here. Why his look. He was so fast, I never saw it coming. And he got me. Here,
Kelvin touched his neck.
Here.
Touched his lower abdomen, opposite side from the slash. Began to undo his shirt. Pulling her almost wrong. Under his shirt was a long, ugly slash that went into the and he was still seeing blood. She could see bone, muscle, and intestines wiggling with an ankle point.
I died that night. But then I didn't. The next thing I knew, I was being dragged into the house by Granny, and when I woke up, I nearly scared her to death. She was sure that I was gone. The thing is, I was. When I was awake, I could talk, walk, and do anything I could while alive, well, except take any enjoyment or nourishment from food and drink anymore. I still drink that tea because it keeps my skin from turning reddish gray. About 15 years ago. Granny broke in.
I went out to deal with him carrying my axe. He took my axe and buried it in my back. I won't show you the wound, honey. Then should have shown you his hand. No one should have to see.
That's how he works. He's got that knife. Try to use a weapon on him, he just moves like he does and takes it from him. Never stand a chance. He'll use whatever weapon you try to take him down with to end you. Mr. Norris learned that hard.
This is not happening.
Melinda was ready to break down. She had to hold it together. She had to get out of here somehow. Nothing about this was right. Nothing about you and you. It was all a dream. Too much didn't make sense. My father calling out of the room. Leaving to go to him without a second thought. Getting lost
So you went up here just to bring me more flies, didn't you?
No cell phones or anything on this road. This place, everything about it. She was dreaming. That had to be it. But if so, she was going to survive this dream. She turned around the stairs. It was just
We've arrived in 2268 and not a moment too soon. We're not cool on clearly active luck. Tholians are quite xenophobic. They may feel the Federation is part of the problem. We're being hailed by the Defiant. credit us with telling them anything specific about the situation. I recommend deflecting their questions until the situation is resolved.
Good to see you. We're in a real tight spot here. The Tholians were taking a serious beating when we reached the system, and the other ships opened fire on us the minute we dropped out of warp. Mind lending us a hand until we figure out what's going on?
This was a Tholian colony fleet.
You can take a little pressure off. We need to firm up our team. Flagship. She's in trouble.
Estimated Tholian casualties are in the thousands.
Vengeance for the children.
Don't suppose you have any idea what's going on here? There's nothing on these aliens in our computers or why they'd attack the Tholians, or us for that matter. All right, do what you need to do. We'll talk about all of this when the shooting stops. Deal?
I know it doesn't feel great keeping information from the Defiance crew, but believe me, it's for the best. I'll monitor the situation here while you assist the Tholians. Do what you...
The house erupted with screams from upstairs as we now woke to a world. The lights flashed. She
Okay.
Yeah.
They picked a good name for this podcast, so I'll call it Creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Peach.
Almost like Hotel California, checking in time one. But you can never leave.
Yeah.
For more information, including pictures and videos of the stories told on this podcast, or to suggest stories for future episodes, please visit us at CreepyPod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at CreepyPod@gmail.com.
I found appropriate transport coordinates on the Tholian flagship. Hopefully you can convince them that we're not at fault here. If the Tholians go to war with the Federation now, it would be devastating on a galactic scale.
Sensors show the interior of the Tholian ship is too hot for us. You will need to put on an EV suit before going there.
What do you think, buddy?
What's new in podcasting? Here's what we love, courtesy of Acast Recommends.
I'm reading multiple...
Reading only a few Tholian life signs.
official answer. We'd like to see what you can do with the confidence of
We've stopped the ship from detonating, but they're not cool. They've killed Tholian colonists and even hatched them as workers. What they've done here is an atrocity.
Check out episodes of Beauty and Beast. New episode of the other side. Expect episodes of Beauty.
The last remaining Tholians are close to your position, and more not cool are on their way. I'd hurry if I were you.
Those you call a cool kill our people. Our children, all are dead. Our sisters must know. Leave now, Federation. Leave us to our final task. You cannot help us. Too late. The hatchlings slaughtered, the colonists lost. Nothing can help in the face of this terror. We must send our message. Others will come. Leave now.
We've got enemy ships on an intercept course, including a dreadnought. It won't last long against a force like that.
Continue to fight Nakul. Keep them from us while we contact our sisters. If you speak truly, you will not betray us.
We better get back to the ship before that Nakul dreadnought comes into range.
I've been monitoring the Tholian Queen's progress. She hasn't been able to send the signal to her people. Orders?
Okay, let's have a little chat. What's the situation here? Where did those alien ships come from? I'd like some straight answers for a change. And I don't need to know, right? I read you, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. That big alien ship is still heading our way. Let's focus on that. Here they come.
this pleases us. We have sent word to our sisters. The Nakul will pay. The Federation will not. Now, vengeance for the slaughter of a generation. Vengeance for our children.
The Queen's message has been sent through subspace and... Yes! The timeline is correcting itself. Good work. Now, we just need to help with... The Queen is going to full impulse. She's gonna ram the Nakul Dreadnought!
Captain, look at the Defiant. Perhaps a scan would be in order?
Scanning. I can't tell if there are life signs over there or not. Defiant appears to be phasing in and out of local space-time. The interaction of Nakul chronal energies with the proto-nebula has made this area of space very unstable and prone to rifts into other dimensions. We might be able to get a lock onto their crew with the computer's assistance and perform an emergency beam-out, but we'll need to act fast.
No. I'm afraid that this is their fate. This is one of the hardest things about being a temporal agent. We can only make the changes we have to, not the ones we want to. I'm afraid there's not. History states that the Defiant went missing, only to be found here weeks later by the Enterprise. Though they're lost, we now know that they played an important role in keeping the Federation safe, in protecting the timeline. For what it's worth, I will be sure their heroism is included in my report.
He's here because he wants to see you.
The Tholians will remember this as well. This encounter may lead them to be more inward-focused, avoiding conflicts with the Federation. For the time being. At the very least, they will know that it wasn't the Federation that was responsible for the destruction of their colony complex.
All decks have reported in, Captain. We're ready to return to our own time on your order.
His father was expecting his wife. She asked him to put her arm to her shoulder. Her husband began to say in a raspy voice.
What?
Captain Archer had similar concerns when I went. We often disagreed, but in the end, we were able to work past our differences and do the right thing.
He's 16.
I hope you and I can do the same.
Himself.
Leaving Defiant to her fate was a hard choice, but it saved untold billions of lives. That has to count for something.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
I can get you when dinner's ready.
No. I'm 16. I can walk by myself.
We have a situation in the Kalos system. The Klingons are massing a battle fleet in that sector. It's pointed at Federation space. I'm leading a force to respond to this aggression, and I want you to be a part of it. If they cross the line, we need to be ready for anything. Stay safe out there.
This is a pivotal moment in Federation history. The Nakul may attempt to disrupt it somehow, change the course of time. We'll need to look for signs of temporal flux. If they show up, we'll need to deal with them, no matter what.
What he did care about was how he eventually hurt the two people he cared about. When he waited in the hospital, when his sister took her last few breaths, because he Thank you, much. It's his dad. Toby stood by the window and looked out onto the street. He could have sworn he saw things out of the corner of his eye, but quickly couldn't get on the medication he had put on. At dinner time had come around, and his mother called him. Toby came downstairs and hesitantly sat down at the table across from his father. He turned to his mother, made him in a chair. It was quiet as his parents picked up their food, but Toby refused to eat. Instead, he just watched his dad with a blank stare. His mother got onto his stair toward his father and had a voice to say. Toby looked over at her second, down at his own food.
I'd be dead by the time I get up. Well, I know.
Touch.
Oh boy.
It's got 2 bars right now.
Ah.
Toby waited back.
Who's to say how many bars it'll have when I get up?
Yeah.
Right?
It was time, but there was no
Smushy time. Cracky time. Night.
Carl's mother's direction was to forgive his father, but he could keep holding
Look at myself the water for the treasure.
He heard the door creak open. Toby didn't respond. He just continued. His eyes stayed on his chest. After a few minutes of silence, his mother sighed. Before she looked at him, kissed his cheek, and started to walk out. She said she closed the door. The hours passed slowly. Toby couldn't quit tossing and turning. Every time he let his imagination take him, just switching the tires, screaming at his sister, and control and children of that. He threw up his covers, he his back, and his brother's face and cried into it. He could feel his chest rise and fall as he let out shaking hands and cried. He could hear his own pitiful weeping. He would have been screaming and crying if he didn't press his pillow over his face. After a few seconds, he threw the pillow off his face as well and sat on him, hunched over it, holding his head and breathing roughly, tears streaming from his eyes. He couldn't help but cry. He tried to keep it in, but he couldn't help but whine and whimper as he sat there shaking. He inhaled before he stood up and walked around his bed to the window and peered out, taking deep breaths, trying to calm down. He rubbed his eyes and looked at the creepy tall pine trees across the street. He stopped suddenly. His gaze slowly centered on something standing in the streetlight. He heard a ringing in his ears, and he couldn't look away. The figure stood beside the streetlight. His ears grew louder and louder each second he stared before suddenly. The next morning, Toby woke up in his bed. He felt different. He wasn't tired at all. And when he consciously woke up, it felt like he'd been lying there, waiting for hours. He had no thoughts flowing through his mind.
All hands, this is Admiral Garrett, on board the USS Yorktown. I'm the commanding officer of this task force. Our long-range sensor platforms have detected a Klingon battle fleet massing near this system. At the moment, they're attacking our subspace relay network in order to disrupt communications and long-range surveillance in this sector.
Reading the newspaper. She quickly looked over when she felt his presence moving behind her.
Well, good morning, sleepyhead. You've been sleeping forever.
She greeted him with a hesitated smile.
We have the Klingons outnumbered at this time. Should they abandon reason and follow a standard attack doctrine, fire to disable their ships if possible. A strong show of force should send them back to their side of the line. All ships, go to yellow alert. Garrett out.
Are you alright?
The Admiral is hailing the Klingons on all frequencies. No response.
He felt as if he was on the line.
The Klingons are making an attack run on the subspace relays.
Don't touch me, boy.
All right, knock that off. That is the last.
Klingon formation is breaking. All ships, give chase.
She commanded that he wouldn't leave his side anymore. He isolated himself so much that he would hate being around others. His memory grew glitchy as well. He started missing memory minutes, hours, days, and so on. He could She walked to my
You need to see Dr. Oliver. I'm here with Toby Rogers. Yes, right this way.
Maybe stood up and let them down the wall.
Klingon ships, decloaking.
If we can get you to see
All ships, this is Garrett. Execute battle plan Sigma 4. Repeat, execute.
die in battle with honor, I will gladly oblige you.
I'm picking up a temporal anomaly on one of the ships. It's consistent with readings we've seen in previous nocturnal incursions. They're trying to interfere with the timeline. Leave that to me. I'll modify the transporter and beam you over, past their shields. Once on board, free the ship and neutralize the anomaly if you can. Hurry. We're literally running out of time.
Her expression faded into a sad, detailed look. Toby nodded.
Do you remember anything?
He looked away from her. His mind went blank far back into it. He looked down at his lap and his surrounding. He heard a faint ringing sound. His eyes widened and he froze in his place.
Toby? Toby, are you listening?
Toby felt a shiver go down his spine until he froze once again and slowly looked over out of the window through the door. Where he saw it. A dark, featureless figure peering in at him. He stared, eyes widened, ringing the croak louder and louder until suddenly the loud voice of the council broke his trance.
Toby!
Toby jumped and fell sideways in his chair, backing up into the corner. Dr. Oliver stood up, holding the clipboard to her chest. A surprised look in her eyes. Toby met her eyes again, his breath hitching as he twitched.
Daniels beamed us into a barracks. I'm not picking up any security alerts. Looks like we got the drop on the Klingons. I brought several photon charges along. If placed tactically, we can use them to disrupt this ship's power grid and take down the tractor beam.
Footsteps down his hallway. He sat up and looked towards the door. It was wide open.
That door to the left leads to an engineering section. Good place to set a charge.
His own breath out, his eyes wide. He waited for a few seconds.
This is the captain. There are intruders in the engineering section. Eliminate them immediately.
So much for the element of surprise. Damn! The door's locked and we don't have their door codes. I think I can bypass it, but it'll take a little time.
Giggle and a pair of small feet, which sounded like a child. The hallway was a lot longer.
Science lab over here. Probably the only one on a ship of this size. Another good spot for a bomb.
Face to face with one another and his dead sister. Her eyes were clouded white, her skin and hair, both sides of dry and tissue.
Those charges will do some damage. Now we just have to find the tractor beam controls.
You need to finish them now. All of them.
You don't understand how dangerous they are.
I don't need to do anything. Do not forget who is captain here and who is merely a visitor.
I've given you the means to victory. I suggest you use them. Now.
Noted. Though it seems we have other concerns now.
I warned you, Core. Deal with this. Don't fail me.
Well. I was hoping for Kirk, but I got you. Pity. So you're the Federation globflies who found their way onto my ship. A bold maneuver, to be sure. Bold or not, you remain insects. A minor nuisance to be exterminated, swiftly and without mercy.
He woke up at the start. He built and set up as fast as he could, completely short of gas.
And in that way, we are alike, for we both are here to help ourselves. Today, I will take what I want in the Empire's name and use it to utterly defeat the Federation. And the Nakul, should the time for war come, we will meet them in glorious battle. But for now, our goals align.
Charges are ready to blow. We should get back to the ship and take out the tractor beam. Are you ready?
Do it. Why held his arms? He felt like he actually had control over himself. Like he did for the past few weeks since he got home from the hospital. He actually had complete control.
We're outmatched. Disengage under best possible power.
Well done. Thanks for the help.
combat while protecting the retreat of Admiral Garrett's forces. Your sacrifice allowed Garrett to warn Starfleet about Klingon cloaking tech. But your ship was lost with all hands. At least, that's what's in the history books. I've brought you and the crew members I could save to the early 25th century. You're being recruited as a temporal agent. Since you're dead, we're giving you a new identity. We have a speed training and reacclimation process that will help you to fit in. I know this is a bit unusual, but you'll get used to it.
He held both the badges in one hand and grabbed the batches of gasoline before running out of the garage, down the road, up the street. As he approached the street light, they could see signals in the distance.
Welcome, nerds. Space Dock. Busy day on the holodeck, sir? I love dressing up for those historical holo novels, too. My Harry Mudd costume took first prize last year. That being said, you're scheduled for a meeting with the top brass, so you might want to update your uniform beforehand. The Admiral can be a stickler for that sort of detail, after all.
Or the last bit of gasoline before he reached in his pocket and pulled out a wrench. He struck it against the ground.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
You're scheduled for a meeting with the top brass, so you might want to update your uniform beforehand. The Admiral can be a stickler for that sort of detail, after all.
The silhouettes of police cars were visible through the flames as he backed away into the forest. He looked around, but his vision was blurred. His heart was pounding. He closed his eyes for a moment. This was it. This was the end. Toby felt a hand on his shoulder. He opened his eyes and looked over to see a large white hand with long, bony fingers that rested upon his shoulder. He followed the arm that was attached to the hand.
Welcome to my shop. That's a fine replica uniform you have there. Mid-23rd century, yes. My compliments to your replicator. Now, if you'd like to update to something from this century, have a look around and let me know if there's anything I can do.
His vision blurred and he was surrounded by the sound of rain and noise. Everything went blank.
Hello. You can alter your...
That was the end. That was how Toby Rogers died. A few weeks later, Connie sat in her sister's kitchen. Her sister Laura sat next to her drinking a cup of coffee. About 3 weeks ago, Connie lost her husband and her son. A few weeks before that, she lost her daughter to a car crash. Since then, she moved in with her sister.
Welcome to the 25th century. We've been expecting you. Your new cover identity is in place, and Admiral Quinn's expecting you in the office behind me. Report to him for your orders. Remember, do not tell anyone about your status as a temporal agent. Your goal is to observe and correct, not to interfere.
We have breaking news. Last night, there has been a reported murder of 4 individuals. There are no suspects yet, but the victims were a group of middle school kids who had been out in the woods late last night. The kids had been bludgeoned and stabbed to death. The investigators had discovered a weapon at the crime scene, which appears to be an old, dull-bladed hatchet. As you can see here.
I've recommended you for a...
The picture changed to show snapshots of the weapon exactly as it was left on the crime scene.
Investigators had pulled the name of a possible suspect, Toby Rogers, a 17-year-old boy who, a few weeks ago, had stabbed his father to death and tried to cover up his escape by setting a fire in the streets and forest around the neighborhood. Although they had believed the young boy had died in the fire, investigators suspect that Rogers may still be alive due to the fact that his body was never found.
Once upon a time, there lived a handsome prince.
But an evil fairy transformed him into a frog. He was cursed to remain so until he found a wife. Luckily, the Frog Prince fell in love with a beautiful princess, whom he hoped would be his bride. Day and night, the Frog Prince expressed his undying love. This annoyed the princess, so she picked up an axe and chopped off his head.
I see you chose
Not
a fine
exactly
ship
what you were
with a
expecting.
top-notch crew,
Well, that's
one of
how the story
Starfleet's
goes,
best.
or whether
I hope
the
you're
journey.
ready to get back out there.
Traditional fairy
A situation
tales
has
aren't
come to
exactly
my
suitable
attention,
for children.
and I'd like you
I'm
to look
Vanessa
into it.
Richardson, host of the newest podcast from Parcast, Tales. Every other Saturday, Tales presents
We have a
fairy tales
diplomatic
the way they
mission.
were originally
An
told.
important Vulcan ambassador is
Bold
traveling
and
from his home
unadulterated.
to the monastery of
There's
the
sex,
Kling.
murder,
Capturing
and
the
not
ambassador
so
would be a
happily ever
major coup
afters.
for the Klingons
Children
or
get
Orions.
eaten.
So we're
Women
assigning you
vomit
to make sure
spiders.
everything goes
Princesses
smoothly.
chop off their
You're
own
to escort
body parts.
Ambassador Soketh to
There's
the
even
jail.
accidental
Please meet him
cannibalism.
at Vulcan.
You think
Once you
know the
locate him,
stories.
speak with him about
Do
the
you
transport
really?
mission. Do whatever is necessary to keep him safe.
For more information, including pictures and videos of the stories told on this podcast, or to suggest stories for future episodes, please visit us at CreepyPod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or email us at creepypod@gmail.com. All stories told on this podcast can be found at creepypastawikia.com and are protected by a Creative Commons license. Some rights reserved, unless otherwise stated.
Let's begin podcasting. Here's what we love, courtesy of Acast Recommends.
I'm Dan Hughes. This is Freshman.
I said I will never wear the hijab or give my own suits. Never.
It's the outrageous story of two misfits living on the fringes. How they became essential players in small terror. Through this Trigger is available on the CBC Listen app, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Social Pictures presents See How They Work, a hilarious murder mystery full of twists and turns set in 1950s London. After a famous Hollywood director's murder, a world-renowned inspector and the rookie constable take police, finding themselves thrown into a puzzling whodunit or mysteriously stolen data underground, investigating mysterious homicide. See How They Work stars a star ensemble cast led by Harry Williams, Sam Rockwell, Saoirse Ronan, and Adrian Brody. Experience See How They Run, the greatest murder ever staged, only in theaters September 16th.
Special thanks this week to patrons S.K., Cody Watson, Devin, Kenneth, Lisa A. Edward Williams, Alicia Hopkins, Christina Whitehouse, Jessica, Kerry Grant, Aiden Devlin, and Summer Wilson. Patrons get even more creepy content and rewards as thanks to their continued support for this podcast. They're the ones who keep the stories coming. To find out how you can support the podcast, please visit patreon.com/creepypod.
This is Creepy, a podcast dedicated to sharing the most famous, chilling, and disturbing creepypastas and urban legends in the world. Whether these stories truly happened or are simply fabrications is for you to decide. These stories may contain graphic depictions of violence and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Creepy presents The Strangers.
Citizen.
My name is Andrew Williams. those tears. She's in full.
You are now in sector space. Here ships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
It all started when I decided, around the time I turned 25, that it was time for me to give up keeping the map. It would make me look more mature. If I wanted to look at what they did when I was high school student. This isn't just a somewhere. Since briefcase would have been online since it was working in the factory. Messenger bags at least seemed a little, I don't know, fruit to a person. I hadn't